From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, son.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Well, you've still got a few more days to get your tickets. Of course, Wednesday and Thursday are available, but not Friday and Saturday. They've been sold out. So go to ReadingRodeo.com to get your tickets. And if you're heading out, you happen to get your tickets for tonight, well, be ready for some hot temperatures to start off. Now, the gates open at 5 a.m. That's when we expect the hottest temperatures. But they'll slowly tick downward. By the time we start, it'll be about 94 degrees, and then we drop down to the 80s as we go into 8, 9, and even 10 o'clock at night. Although by 10 o'clock, as we get closer to the end of the rodeo, we'll be in the upper 70s, but looking at those clear skies. So again, be ready for some hot temperatures. Make sure you've got plenty of water to keep yourself hydrated. Also, don't forget that sunscreen as well. Increased fire danger is what we're expecting here for today. The winds may pick up a little bit out of the north, but the valley highs will be approaching, if not getting to about 100 degrees today. Today's the hottest. We've been talking about that, but we do have a cooling trend as we approach the weekend, and highs will be much closer to normal as we go into next week. And to give you an idea what normal is, at least in the valley, it's about 81, 82 degrees. So we're going to be much closer to that than what we're seeing right now. So there you have it. You got about 99, about 100 degrees really, give or take, for most of us in the valley. Even in Trinity County, we're in the mid-90s. The coast, upper 6, basically about 65 to 70. It depends on how much cloud cover and some of that fog we see here for the second half of the day. And then mainly in the 80s for most of the northern and eastern mountains for today. We actually did see some thunderstorms yesterday for parts of the Sierra, and a lot of those clouds kind of moved through Southern California yesterday. Of course, nowhere near us. We just saw, of course, those mainly sunny skies. We'll see that again here for today. Probably won't see any of those Sierra thunderstorms today, though, so they'll get a bit of a break from that. But that's what it looks like here for us this morning. Clear skies. Still seeing some of that fog trying to redevelop again around Eureka. Otherwise, I do expect to see mainly sunny skies for a good portion of the coast as well. We take you into your Thursday morning. Once again, maybe some of that fog, maybe making its way into some of those inland valleys, but maybe clear to start off in Crescent City elsewhere, those sunny skies. Now, we are seeing some cumulus clouds developing. Those are what look like thunderheads, but we don't expect any showers or thunderstorms in the mountains. And some of those may kind of filter in to parts of the valley here as we go into Thursday night, but still some of that fog developing again for parts of the coast. And as we go into your Friday morning, it looks like we are seeing clear skies even for the coast. So let's talk about the overall fire danger. All right, so as we go into today, we're noticing those winds, gusts not quite reaching that 20-degree mark, but it will be, 20 mile per hour mark, but it will be close. That's going to dry things out and give us the lower humidity, okay? And then we go into tomorrow morning. There you can see we get a nice recovery. Some fairly calm winds, and the humidity levels will pick up. You see that nice little green section in the valley. But what we're seeing here for tomorrow is more of a south wind. So it will be a little breezy from the south, but it will be more of that delta breeze, if you will. And we don't tend to see the dry conditions that we typically would see with those north winds. And then it looks like as we go into your Friday, we may see more of that north wind again, but not quite as dry as what we're seeing today. So we look at the fire weather risk. This takes into account the humidity, the winds, and the temperature. Today will be the hottest. That's why we got some yellows and even some oranges in there, indicating that moderate to high fire danger for today. Now, as we go into your Thursday, look what happens. Because of that south wind, we're kind of just barely even getting into those yellows. So we are going to be looking at lower fire weather risk as we go into Thursday and possibly even into Friday. So let's talk about those temperatures. This is the ridge of high pressure. Now, this ridge is its strongest today off to our west. It's expanding into our region. So the center of the heat is right here, but the heat does expand outward from that main area of high pressure. And that's where it is over us, its strongest, okay? But what's gonna happen is, and what we're already starting to see happen today, is these storm systems are riding to the north. So we're not seeing a big prominent ridge that would give us even hotter temperatures. It's a flatter ridge. It will flatten out even more as we go into Thursday and Friday, and this will be the beginning of our cooling trend. It's still going to be warm. We're still well into the 90s for the valley here for Thursday and even Friday. But as we go into the weekend, look at this. So we're going to get a nice shot of cool air coming in as we go into Sunday. See that nice little shot of cool air right there? That will then kind of retreat and move off to the east. Then another shot of cool air moves in as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. This is when we're going to be closer to normal for this time of the year. Now, the normal in the valley is about 81 to 82 degrees. So we're going to probably be closer to that as we do go into early and even the middle part of next week. And the long range is showing us in that cooler than normal range, and unfortunately not much in the way of rain as we go into the long range either. All right, so let's take a look at those wave heights. And you can see we're anywhere from about 12 to 15 feet as you do kind of head out to sea. So you're going to be dealing with some pretty high wave heights there. And they may drop a little bit here for your Thursday, but if you'll notice, when we look at the marine forecast, there actually is a hazardous seas warning for today. And that'll probably extend on into your Thursday as well. So looking at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast, it's getting pretty warm out there, right? At least in the mid 90s for some of the warmer spots, and then low 90s as you kind of head southward, places like Ruth, for example. 82 for Blue Lake, 77 for Rio Dell and their Shelter Cove, about 68 degrees. 91 for Gas Key, 70 for Crescent City, 74 for McKinleyville and Hoopa, about 96 degrees. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, now for the northern and eastern mountains, we actually may see the peak of the warming trend on Thursday before those temperatures do start to drop going into the weekend and early next week. But we're getting up to around 80, give or take, for Modoc County, 80 degrees for Alturas, California Pines about 79. 79 degrees for Westwood, 88 for Shingletown, but cooler up in Viola at about 79. 82 degrees for Portola and Paradise. Yeah, you might even get up to that 90 degree mark here for today. Your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Upper 90s, 97 for Corning, 98 degrees for Orland. It gets even hotter to the north a little bit. Again, we're talking 99 to about 100 degrees. Pretty much anywhere you go from Red Bluff northward. Palo Cedro about 199 for Redding, but again, we can see 100 degrees there. There you can see temperatures will drop though. We're back down to the low 90s by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then by Sunday, down into the 80s. And you'll see that here as we look at that 7-day outlook for Redding. Of course, we got the Redding Rodeo today through Saturday. And yes, it's going to be low 90s through most of those Redding Rodeo events. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, low 90s. Upper 80s on Sunday, low to mid 80s by next Monday, Tuesday.